If you've made it this far, you're clearly someone who values growth and inner strength. I'd love to know, where in the world are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Your voice helps build this amazing community of like-minded souls. And if this video inspired you even just a little, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapter in our journey. Let's keep learning, growing, and becoming stronger together, one story at a time. Have you ever met someone who didn't need to raise their voice to command attention? Someone who walks into a room and brings with them a kind of calm that settles everyone around them? That's the quiet power of a stoic woman. Her strength isn't loud, and it doesn't boast. It exists in the way she carries herself, in how she meets chaos with calm and pressure with poise. While the world often celebrates noise, drama, and extremes, she chooses a different path, one that flows with reason, emotional control, and a deep, unwavering sense of self. Not cold, just wise. The real power. Behind her calm stoic women have mastered the art of responding rather than reacting. In moments where others might lash out or break down, she pauses, breathes, and leans into her inner compass. It's not that she doesn't feel. In fact, she feels deeply. But her feelings are not her master. Instead, she holds space for them, listens to what they're telling her, and then decides her next move with clarity and intention. That's not coldness, it's wisdom. It's emotional intelligence woven tightly with self-awareness. Her composure in stressful situations isn't just a personality trait. It's a skill, one honed through reflection, discipline, and a commitment to growth. While others seek validation, applause, or permission from the outside world, she looks inward. She knows who she is, and she doesn't need noise to confirm it. Her peace doesn't depend on circumstances. It comes from her unshakable core. She understands that external chaos is temporary, but internal stability is a lifelong foundation. In a world that constantly demands reaction, instant replies, emotional outbursts, snap judgments, her stillness is almost revolutionary. It challenges the norm and forces people to stop and think. Her presence says, "I will not be shaken," and people listen. There's a special kind of grace in that, grace that comes not from perfection, but from patience, resilience, and the quiet decision to choose wisdom over impulse. This isn't to say she's distant or disengaged. On the contrary, her strength makes her more present. She listens more attentively. She speaks more purposefully. She holds space for others because she has made space within herself. And that space, that inner sanctuary, isn't built overnight. It's built with every hard decision, every setback overcome, every storm weathered with dignity. So if you've ever wondered what true power looks like, it may not always wear a crown or stand on a stage. Sometimes it simply sits in silence, steady as a mountain, unmoved by the winds of chaos. That is the stoic woman. Her strength is the kind that doesn't fade with age or circumstance. It is rooted in something deeper, something timeless. And in her presence, we are reminded that real strength is not about how much you can control the world, but how well you can control yourself. If inner strength is the foundation of a stoic woman, then the 8 virtues she lives by are the pillars that keep her standing tall. These aren't surface-level traits. They are the result of deep reflection, discipline, and a commitment to living with meaning. Her composure, as we discussed before, doesn't appear by accident. It's built, one choice at a time, by leaning into values that elevate her above chaos. It all begins with self-confidence. The stoic woman doesn't need approval to feel worthy. Her sense of self is rooted deep, untouched by trends or opinions. This confidence isn't arrogance, it's calm certainty. She knows her worth not because someone told her, but because she discovered it through adversity, and now carries it like quiet armor. That certainty gives birth to direct communication. She speaks with purpose, not to impress, but to express. She doesn't dance around the truth or play with half-meant words. Her honesty is refreshing, even rare. She values clarity because she values time, yours and hers. She says what she means, and she means what she says. And in today's noisy world, that kind of straightforward presence hits like a breath of fresh air. Her adaptability is another quiet force. She isn't shaken when life doesn't go as planned. She adjusts. She flows. Like a river finding new paths when the old ones are blocked, she bends but doesn't break. Where others see obstacles, she sees a chance to evolve. Her strength isn't about resisting change, it's about becoming something better because of it. Together, these traits naturally shape her into a leader. Not the kind who demands attention or authority, but the kind people instinctively follow. Why? Because she leads herself first. Her actions, not just her words, set the tone. She's a steady presence in uncertain times, a calm voice in a loud room. She leads not with ego, but with example. And that's the kind of leadership that truly lasts. There's also a quiet mystery about her. Not a performance, not a game, just a depth that invites curiosity. She doesn't feel the need to share every detail of her life. She knows that real power often lies in what's kept sacred. This isn't about being cold. It's about being whole enough not to seek validation in constant exposure. She also refuses to indulge in gossip. Words are powerful, and she chooses hers carefully. She doesn't tear others down. She builds. Her silence in petty conversations isn't passivity, it's principle. She protects her peace by choosing what deserves her voice. Her non-judgmental nature makes people feel safe. She listens without rushing to conclusions. She doesn't assume, she seeks to understand. And that rare empathy becomes a lifeline to others even when she says very little. And finally, her true power is revealed in adversity. She doesn't crumble. She channels pain into purpose. Every scar, every loss, has sharpened her strength, not stolen it. That's the kind of strength that doesn't fade. It deepens. These 8 traits aren't just ideals. They're a lived truth. They are how the stoic woman holds her ground and how she helps others find theirs. Building on the 8 virtues that shape her, there's one quality that gives the stoic woman her true edge: emotional mastery. But don't mistake that for suppression. She doesn't bury her emotions, nor does she run from them. Instead, she listens. She understands. She uses them as tools, not chains. And that's the difference between being controlled by your emotions and being guided by them with grace and wisdom. You see, her confidence and calm, her ability to speak clearly and lead with presence, they all rest on one essential skill: the ability to pause and process. When anger bubbles, when fear creeps in, when anxiety starts to twist in her chest, she doesn't react without thinking. She breathes. She acknowledges what she feels. She doesn't shame herself for feeling, because emotions aren't the enemy. They're information, messages, clues, and she's fluent in their language. This emotional intelligence is what makes her strength so deeply human. She can look at a difficult moment and say, "Yes, this hurts. Yes, I feel afraid. But now what?" That "now what" is where her power lives. It's the space between feeling and acting. The space most people skip. But not her. She chooses that space. She lives in it. She knows that's where wisdom grows. Her adaptability, which we spoke about before, is powered by this emotional skill. She doesn't just adapt to situations. She adapts emotionally. She doesn't hold grudges. She doesn't explode under pressure. Instead, she reflects. She learns. Every emotion becomes a mirror that helps her see more clearly. And here's the part most people miss. She feels deeply. The stoic woman is not emotionless. She is not cold. Quite the opposite. She feels everything. But she's learned how to keep her feelings in her hands, not on her shoulders. When something hurts, she doesn't deny it. She honors the pain. When something excites her, she doesn't lose herself in it. She channels that joy with intention. Her emotions don't drive her. They partner with her. This is what gives her words so much weight. When she speaks, it's not from a place of impulse. It's from clarity, from alignment, from a place of knowing how she feels and why it matters. Her decisions carry that same thoughtful energy. She doesn't make moves to soothe temporary emotion. She makes moves that align with her long-term peace. This balance between feeling and thinking, between heart and mind, gives her an emotional rhythm that is rare. People are drawn to her, not because she's perfect, but because she's real, calm, grounded, yet deeply compassionate. She doesn't just survive emotional storms, she grows through them. She turns breakdowns into breakthroughs. She feels, but she doesn't fall apart. That's the quiet brilliance of her strength. It's not that she avoids emotion, It's that she's made peace with it. She invites emotion to the table, listens to what it has to say, and then makes decisions from her center. And that, more than anything, is what makes her unstoppable. After mastering her emotions, after learning to feel deeply without being consumed, the Stoic woman turns that same clarity inward into how she lives. Because for her, peace isn't just an internal experience, it's reflected in her surroundings, her choices, and the way she shows up in the world. Simplicity is not just a preference, it's a principle, a way of life. She knows that the more cluttered her outer world becomes, the harder it is to stay clear on the inside. So she strips away the excess, not just the physical things, but the distractions, the noise, the constant pressure to chase more. She lives by a quiet truth. Less is more. Not less meaning, not less depth, but less chaos, less comparison, less consumption. She doesn't measure her life by what she owns or how much she shows. She measures it by what she contributes, how she feels when she wakes up, and whether her days align with her values. Her choices are intentional. Her lifestyle, minimal yet rich in meaning. She knows exactly what matters, and she gives her energy to those things with purpose. This is the natural evolution of emotional mastery. When you stop letting outside forces control your feelings, you also stop letting them control your time, your money, and your worth. The Stoic woman's emotional discipline feeds directly into a sustainable, purpose-driven life. She buys what she needs, not what fills a void. She's not afraid of silence or stillness. She doesn't need her schedule jam-packed to feel valuable. Her fulfillment comes from living in alignment, not in excess. Sustainability, to her, isn't a trend. It's a responsibility. She knows her impact, and she respects the world around her. Whether it's through how she consumes, what she wastes, or how she interacts with the environment, she chooses consciously. This isn't about perfection. It's about intention. Each choice is a quiet protest against the culture of more, faster, louder. She doesn't need to prove anything. She just wants to live well. And that includes honoring the planet, her body, her energy, and her relationships. There's a deep freedom in that kind of simplicity. When you stop living to impress, you start living to express. When you stop trying to keep up, you start to slow down and truly see. You begin to feel joy in the smallest things: a quiet morning, a clean space, a meaningful conversation. These moments become sacred. And in this space of calm and clarity, the Stoic woman continues to grow. Her life becomes lighter, not because it lacks, but because it's full of only what matters. She is not chasing the world. She is rooted in her own. She is not pulled in 100 directions. She walks with intention, one quiet step at a time. And that simplicity, that purpose, that's not weakness. That's wisdom. It's the wisdom of someone who's felt everything, learned from it, and decided that peace, real peace, is worth protecting. Once a woman begins to live with intention, stripping away the unnecessary, choosing simplicity, and aligning her outer life with her inner peace, it unlocks something even deeper: a devotion to growth. Not the kind of growth that screams success or flashes awards. No, this is a quieter, more powerful kind of progress, the kind that happens within. The Stoic woman sees her life not as a fixed identity, but as an evolving journey. A blank page every morning, a chance to become just a little better than the day before. For her, personal growth is not a phase. It's a way of being. Just like she doesn't clutter her home with things she doesn't need. She doesn't clutter her mind with pride or complacency. She is always learning, always refining. Every experience, every mistake, every triumph becomes part of the lesson. She doesn't fear the process of becoming, she embraces it. And in doing so, she becomes someone who not only lives well, but helps others do the same. Her commitment to continuous self-development is rooted in humility. She doesn't pretend to have all the answers, but she's always willing to ask better questions. She reads, reflects, listens, and leans into discomfort when needed. She knows that growth doesn't come from staying comfortable. It comes from being courageous enough to examine your own thoughts, to break your own patterns, to outgrow old versions of yourself. And just like her minimalist lifestyle frees her from distractions, this mindset of growth frees her from ego. She's not obsessed with being right. She's committed to being real, to learning, to rising. Her resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about leveling up. She turns setbacks into stepping stones. Failure isn't final, it's feedback. What makes this growth even more powerful is that it doesn't stay locked inside her. The stoic woman doesn't hoard her wisdom. She lives it, breathes it, and naturally shares it through who she is. She contributes to her relationships, her community, her world, not with loud declarations, but with quiet consistency. People feel stronger just being around her. Not because she gives them all the answers, but because she reminds them that they already have what it takes. Her journey is never about perfection. It's about alignment, integrity, purpose. And that's why she never stops growing, because life is always offering something new to learn, some way to stretch, some place where she can show up with more clarity and heart. She embraces the process with grace, knowing that becoming the best version of herself is not only the greatest gift she can give herself, but also the greatest service she can offer the world. In the end, the stoic woman's life is a testament to what it means to live with intention and evolve with purpose. She is proof that when you strip away the noise, honor your emotions, live simply, and commit to your growth, you don't just change your life, you quietly inspire others to change theirs too. We'd love to hear from you. After hearing the journey of the stoic woman, her strength, her simplicity, her emotional wisdom, and her lifelong growth, what part resonated most deeply with you? Was it her quiet confidence, her ability to stay calm in chaos, or her unwavering commitment to becoming better every day? Take a moment to reflect and share your thoughts in the comments below. And let us know where in the world you're watching from. It's always inspiring to see how these timeless ideas reach people across the globe. Whether you're just starting your own journey of intentional living or you've been walking this path for years, your voice matters here. This is more than a video. It's a community of people choosing to live with purpose, clarity, and strength. So drop your city or country, tell us which virtue you're currently working on, or share a moment where you practiced emotional resilience in real life. Your story could inspire someone else to keep going, and if this message stirred something in you, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful, soul-centered content. Together, let's grow, quietly, steadily, and with intention.